Hey guys, welcome to another amazing day on the Cobblecraft server. I'm so excited. I've found my inspiration and I'm so happy. Okay, so kind of was thinking back, like, what do I want to do? What do I want to do, right? And like, I've done Americana and I've done like some Viking and I kind of was thinking back to some of my vacations I've taken. And so my honeymoon back in 2005, we went to the Loire Valley in France. Cute little area. We stayed just outside the town of Chinon, France. And so adorable little town, and I kind of was started reminiscing about it, and I think this is going to be spectacular. We're going to follow with the methodology I came up with called inspire, test, build. So let's jump into the inspiration. Okay, so what I did, I literally just did. I remember visiting Shannon, kind of sort of remember what it looked like. Well, thanks to the power of the internet, you can just go online to Google Maps and you can find street view of basically any place you want to go and see. And you can also get photographs of places. It's amazing. It's a really good time to be in the kind of the creative arts now with these sort of things that we have at our disposal. Anyways, this is a picture from Chinon, France. This is actually in like a little town square sort of area. This is a kind of a small city, is what I would call this. So cute little town square. This is kind of my muse right here. Okay, so what I'm looking at, we're looking at kind of a brickish colored street, maybe some sidewalks here that are a little bit darker in color, little shops along the side. Notice, most of the buildings are kind of white. They have their roofs all taper in from all sides. I can't remember what that's called, but they're all tapered in from all sides. Some of them are mansard where they've got little windows up here, and some are not. The buildings are similar in color, but they're a little bit, each one's a little bit different, have a little bit, couple different details. So we're going to kind of talk about some of those little details. um, so going down to, okay, kind of same kind of thought. So continuing this thought, a lot of small little roads, some little private gardens. Again, little details pop out despite being kind of a, maybe kind of a bland palette. I think we can do something really cool with this, just with the detail work. Again, cute little roads. This is a little church. I'm thinking about putting this into our build. I think this would actually might look really neat. Again, differing roofs and stuff. The color palette is pretty flat, but I think the shops and the things are gonna pop out here. A couple little gardens here on the side. Somebody's obviously working on this, but little fountain, that kind of thing. There is some Tudor style that we find around here. A little bit different sidewalk here, or road here. This is a little browner in color, but again, this darker colored sidewalk beside it. Yeah, a little Tudor style with a little bit different color going on here. So a little different there. Also notice this corner here is a little bit different. It actually juts out. So we have some things to kind of play around with here. I like it. Again, another Tudor style inside of this town. It's interesting because the road goes like completely around it. Kind of neat. Um, and then again, another cute little path or roadway. I don't even know if you can drive a car down this, but there's a little cafe just right here, and like the seats out and everything. It's so cute. Couple little balconies up here. Again, things are not exactly straight. They're kind of a little bit off sometimes, so nothing is perfect here, you know. This again, this is back to that same, I think this is the same plaza. Oh, it's just another cafe. The little cafes are so cute. But you've got all these little storefronts at the bottom, and you've got, I'm guessing, housing. People are living above. This is actually not in Shannon. This is in another town nearby. But what I really liked about this, for one, it's not as fancy, and we also have smaller builds, which might work out better for us. But they also have this really nice, neat mansard roof here. I thought that was really cool to go and see. This is kind of the first bit of inspiration. This is um, back in that plaza. This is one of the pictures that was on Google, and you can see this cute little cafe here in the corner here. with the kind of the building itself is white, but there's like where the actual cafe is actually this red. It pops out. I think that's kind of what makes this sort of distinctly French. Is the way this pops out, and you've got just a little cafe and little seats out, and look, you even got like these little um, boards here with chalkboards with text on them. I love it. It's so stinking cute. Again, another closer look at this. This is actually kind of at night, so you can see kind of what this looks like inside. So again, a couple little tables. We might kind of play around with that concept a little bit, but adorable, stinking adorable. And that's it. So, going to jump into the testing world now and kind of just talk about some of the color palette and kind of how I'm going to go and make this color palette. So, couple different color palettes I'm looking at here because I want the buildings to be somewhat distinct. And so I've got essentially two main color palettes that we can play around with. The first one is this white color palette, you know, kind of going from your quartz colors to some bone to maybe, I think this is like a mushroom stem, all the way up, past the whites into white concrete, white wool, and calcite and diorite. So we can kind of mix these together to make the buildings look at least a little bit different is my thought, so we don't have just the whole thing looks like quartz bricks, which would be incredibly boring. As another option for a palette is actually to go and use kind of a more of a yellowish color. I don't know if you noticed in some of those pictures, sometimes the blocks aren't the same color. So there's a definite shift there in the color. So I think it makes sense that different buildings maybe should have slightly different color palettes to them. So here I'm looking at using the sandstone, the chiseled or smooth sandstone, and the strip birch. Strip birch or birch planks, I think, also would work very well. Um, I was playing around with the idea of using this one here. I think this is going to be too dark. I think that going into the mud bricks is just going to be too much. But I was playing around with road types and road ideas. So this is the first one that I came up with that, where we saw those sidewalks that were darker. I think this does a really nice job of kind of encapsulating that, where we have kind of these, I don't know, lines that go through it. It's kind of interesting how they're sectionalized. And I think, yeah, the basalt and the whatever this is called, not blackstone, the deep slate will kind of do that. I do a good job at that. Secondly, I was playing around with using bricks and mixing in, kind of trying to go make the brick look like it's weathered. Is really, you can break that up pretty easily by adding in some granite. Possibly playing around with using the mud bricks. Also looked at using the mud bricks, maybe with some jungle in there to go and maybe do some other little roads. So I've got three different road color palettes because a city like this or a town like this, all the roads are not going to be exactly the same. They're going to be a little bit different. So okay, jump into it and show you kind of where I'm at here. Okay, I've had my nice little nap and I am now ready to go and talk to you guys about what I've been doing here in Kabul. Finally, at least my main base. So this is what I have gotten started. I have been kind of doing a small recreation of the plaza in Chinon, France. I don't recall the name of it, but it's fine. And so I started by just laying out roads and just kind of getting a general feel. Again, I don't want everything to be straight, maybe where we come to intersections, but it's going to have to kind of curve with everything. So I've made this cute little plaza using the brick slabs, so it's kind of got a little bit of a drop here. I think it's nice. I think it gives it a nice feel. You get a little bit of elevation difference. Using armor stands, create a cute little statue. If you actually looked in this plaza, you'd see there's like this neat statue of two people. Let's just say people that are looking away from each other. So it's really cute. So the first two, okay. So the way I build is that I build little buildings and each one is going to be a storage area for something. So the idea here, so I've got my little cafe, which I think came out stinking adorable. Again, note we use the red, which is the mangrove. I love the mangrove. We got our cute little canopy over it. We've got vines going everywhere. And I even found a way to go and make a little chalkboard that tells you what the food is. I love it. The daily special. Oh, it's so great. So got that. If you go in here, we're kind of going for a different French theme. They had like tables inside. I went and decided decided to do like the counter. So, if you have been to France, you know that you can either eat at the counter or you can eat at the table. Well, we're going to eat at the counter here, so that's kind of how this is set up. There's one little table. But this is actually our little smelter. This is what I call a simple smelter. So this actually kind of works as a little cafe or bakery or something like that. And we have little bakery items here in the case. It is adorable. I stinking love it. Okay, now I guess let's show you. Yeah, I'll show you that, and then the upstairs. So kind of we talked about, the way these buildings are in France. The shop is on the bottom, and you live up above. So if you go upstairs, which I'm kind of working on the back here still too. There's a little patio back here I'm going to do. It's going to be adorable. But on the first floor here, the next floor, I guess the second floor, we've got, our little dining area, living area, kitchen, that sort of thing. And we got their adorable little balcony. Yeah, I love it, love it, love it, love it. And it's so cozy. Yeah, it feels so real because it feels cozy. Everything is tight and you got to kind of move around. So third floor again, I've got this is the bedroom and they got a little wood stove. Yeah, this is like 1900, so everything's going to be wood stove and that kind of thing to go and heat it. We've got a little armoire, courtesy of having armor stands. I love that I can go and hang up clothes on here, and like see, we got like our boots sitting on there. We got our hats sitting on there. Stick and love it. It's so so cute. And yeah, little powder table. This is supposed to look like a mirror. Making a mirror is not exactly easy to go and do in Minecraft, but feel like I kind of nailed it. And then a cute little bed. So, and then next door, I literally was working on this today, and Ender was bothering me to no end, which is fantastic. It's making life fun. Again, I talked about mixing up color palettes. So this is using quartz and diorite. And actually, kind of what I did is I kind of fused it a little bit. And so over here, we're using the sandstone and the birch planks. Here, the little shop front, of course, is blackstone. Ender thought that that would be useful there, so it has been left there. Down in here, this is, I don't know, I call it a gem shop, or I guess I'll call this a jewelry shop. And so this is where I'm going to put all of my nicer little items in here, or they're going to go in here. Turtle has been spectacularly amazing. She has hooked me up with music discs. She's been hooked. It's been stinking awesome. I've been absolutely loving it. The little B-dubs trick here to go and make a little chair. I kind of worked out perfectly here because we're kind of stepped down here. It kind of hides away. I love it, love it. Also, one of my other favorite little details I haven't been able to do for 2 seasons is using the gray glazed terracotta. It looks kind of like a tin roof. Not a tin roof, a tin ceiling, and then use yeah, the same thing. You kind of add in a little bit of the dark oak trapdoors, and yeah, you get a little bit of a texture that feels right. It feels right. I like it. I like it a lot. The tin roof thing is really nice. And I have made a second floor to this as well. I'm going to leave this up to start, actually kind of go and decorate this. This is going to be her little houses right up here. So I'm going to let her do this. This is going to be her little project. So since she is moving here and living with me. So guys, that's all I got for you today. I am so excited, loving it, having a great time, and I'll talk to you guys later.